Hello, sports fans. Welcome to Got Next Gaming. Your host, Empoy here, with a new rebuild. You guys have asked me to do a rebuild. At least one of you did anyway. And I thank you for the support of watching the videos here of these rebuilds. We're going to start a new franchise here, and we're going to go ahead and rebuild the Kansas City Chiefs. Somebody asked me to do it. They had a good point. The Chiefs have not won a Super Bowl since like the 60s. And this is probably going to be the best team that I've ever taken to do a rebuild of. I don't really know if they need a rebuild per se, but they definitely can't seem to put it all together to win a Super Bowl or even get very far into the playoffs. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here, and we're going to see what we can do with this. And again, guys, thank you so much for the support that you have shown in these series for the rebuilds. I do a real rebuild. I don't go and make a bunch of fantasy trades and bring in all the best like all-pro players there is to try to make a run. I actually try to do this through the draft, through legitimate trades and realistic trades to make it seem like, hey, we're going to do this over 3 or 4 seasons, like a real build happens, and see if that can actually happen. But we're going to do away with Andy Reid. We're going to bring in our own coach. We're going to call him Emp One Way. That's me. We're going to change our offensive playbook as well, and we're going to go with actually Sean Payton from New Orleans playbook. We like his playbook much, and based upon the team that I saw here and the roster that I saw here, it kind of fits to use that one. And the defensive playbook, we're going to go ahead and use Todd Bowles' defensive playbook because I like the way the Jets' defensive playbook looks like, and I like the way their defense plays when they are actually playing well. So we're going to jump in here and take a look at our roster, and this is a pretty solid roster top to bottom. We have Alex Smith, the quarterback, solid. We have Jamal Charles, solid, one of the best running backs out there. We have Jeremy Maclin, a wide receiver, along with Tyreek Hill on the other side. We have Travis Kelce, a tight end, 96 overall. Absolutely phenomenal. And then we take a look at the defense. We have the rookie Jones, who should be a superstar for us. And then Dontari Poe in the middle of the line there, Houston, Derek Johnson, Tamba Hali, Eric Berry, Parker, Marcus Peters. Need I say more? I mean, we need a few pieces here, folks, and that's really all it comes down to. Not much needs to be done here at all. This is a pretty solid roster, and it's on paper, it's a surprise that they cannot make it to the Super Bowl. The one piece that they do need, or the one weakness of this team, is the offensive line, and we're going to take a look at that offensive line to see if there's anything we can really do for it to kind of help it out or strengthen it or maybe give it some depth. That's what we're going to do first. So we're going to go ahead and try to make a trade here. We're going to work on the defensive side of the ball first here, though, with our first trade. We're going to go pick up Bradley Roby, and I love Bradley Roby. I'm sure you've seen me pick him up a couple times here and there. He's a 74 overall here, but his numbers are phenomenal. He's a 93 speed, 91 agility, like 90 acceleration, and with a third-round pick, they're going to go ahead and give him to us, and we're going to go and take a look at our roster and our depth chart. We're going to make a move here, and we're going to move him up into the slot. He's going to be our nickel back. As you can see, his awareness is the same as Nelson's, but he has better speed numbers and he has better man coverage numbers. And for a slot receiver, that's exactly what we want. And I like Bradley Roby because you want to know something? Next year, his numbers are going to go up. They're going to soar through the roof. He's going to be like an 80 overall by next season when we develop him, putting him in that position. So now we have to go take a look at that offensive line. The weakest part of it is our left guard, and that's somebody that I want to address there. I like Schwartz on the right side tackle there. Schwartz is a 78, but he's a solid player, and he's on the right side of 30, so we're going to keep him. We're going to go make a move here for Jack Muhort, and we're going to take a look at his numbers, and he has quick development and fantastic numbers top to bottom. Look at that pass block. Look at that run block. He's somebody we definitely want in there. We're going to go ahead and offer them a second-round pick straight up for him, and we're going to see what we get out of this here. And hopefully they're going to accept it. You want to make that offer? Yes, and they do accept it. And I couldn't believe that straight up for a second round pick they were gonna give us Jack Muhort, but we got him, and now he's plugged in there. So now we have to go make our goal here, our big decision, season goal. We're gonna go really conservative here and say 8 wins. I know this team could probably get 11 wins, but I don't want to get fired after the first year and say they're gonna make the playoffs and then get like completely blown out. That'd be boring and a waste of time, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to sim right to the end of the season. We're just going to call the first season a wash, and we're going to let it sim right to the end to see what they do on their own without me making any changes or moves during the course of the season, and we're going to see what comes out of it. So Emp One Way is the coach of the year. Do you see that on the bottom left there? And it looks like we are in the Divisional Championship. We have to advance to next week, and we're going to be playing in the Divisional Championship We have a player returning from injury as well. So, yeah, we made the playoffs, folks, and I kind of expected this team to do so. Ron Parker, the strong safety, is back. Travis Kelce is out. If you take a look there at the tight ends, he is out for this game, but that shouldn't be too bad for us as we're getting back our defense in full strength. And we take a look at the defense, and they're looking pretty solid, and their numbers are going up here as well throughout the season. So we are going to take a look at some of the schedule here, and the standings here, and we're going to see the Chiefs actually won the conference 13-3. They went as they kind of just blew it out of the water here. And best record in football, number 1 seed overall, AFC West, beat that all up, got it all the way. Let's take a look at some stats. I'll flash these up on the screen. You guys can pause if you want to take a look at them. I'm kind of just going to shoot through them pretty quickly. Over 1,000 yards for Charles, and we expected that. Spencer Ware picks up 11 touchdowns for us as a secondary back and 700 yards. Not bad running game there. We'll take a look at the receivers. Macklin with 81 catches for 1,000 yards and 12 touchdowns. And Conley with 9 touchdowns. Pretty decent there for the wide receivers. Can't shake a stick at that. We'll take a look at our offensive line. And it looks like Fisher gave up 9 sacks. But one of the things I wanted to also point out here was Mehort, who had no sacks in 17 games and 1,300 downs played. So he was a good pickup for us by and far. Our best linebacker was Derek Johnson, 116 tackles. Hallie and Mitchell coming in after that at 84 and 79. And we can see Marcus Peters up there as well. So we're just going to kind of go across and take a look at tackles for loss. Chris Jones, the rookie, has 12 tackles for a loss. Dontarie Poe with 8. We will take a look at the sacks, and I could not believe this. Jay Howard, 17.5 sacks. Houston with 10.5. Chris Jones with 9.5. We were a sack machine this season. We'll take a look at the interceptions, and then Marcus Peters leads the team with 4. And down there on the list with 2 interceptions is Bradley Roby. Did pretty decent there for us, and had 3 deflections as well. And he was able to kind of fill in nicely for us as a slot cornerback. Absolutely. We take a look at the numbers for the team there. We can see we were second in NFL in scoring with 500 points, and we were only third in giving up points. So we see the awards there. Amp One-Way Coach of the Year, 13-3 in his first season as a rookie. Gotta love that. Let's take a look at some of the other awards out there. Not much, but Chris Jones gets close in there with 5th place for Defensive Rookie of the Year, and nothing else doing as far as rewards go. But we're going to go into our divisional playoff game against our division rival Chargers here. San Diego Chargers coming in here to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. And we can see that Buffalo and Pittsburgh are in the other game in the divisional round. No Patriots, which is what I was kind of happy to see here. But we're going to go into this game, and I'm going to do the Super Sim here. We're going to kind of go through it and see what happens. 7-3, 14-3 Kansas City, 14-6 at the end of the half, 21-6, 28-6 at the end of the half. And it looks like Kansas City's just going to run away with this one here, 35-6. We're in the 4th now, 38-6. Is that going to do it? 38-13, and it's a blowout, folks. Unbelievable, as Kansas City's offense was just, looks like it was unstoppable there. And yeah, oh my goodness, that was unbelievable. We'll take a look at the stats for the team. We'll jump into that right now. Alex Smith with 21 for 32, 262. And Jamal Charles with 2 touchdowns on 142 yards, 32 carries. That is pretty sick right there, if you ask me. Let's take a look at the receiving. 10 catches for 135 and 2 touchdowns. That is unbelievable as well. And this was just an offensive juggernaut here in this one. We'll take a look at the offensive line quickly. Eric Fisher, that left tackle gives up a sack. And Chris Jones leading the team with tackles in this one, but we had no sacks. There's Amp One-Way. Picks up his playoff win at home. Has 9,000 total XP. We'll go ahead and spend that and upgrade him to see if we can't get him up there. We might have to make this about his legacy more than anything else as a rookie coach coming in here with a fantastic team, don't get me wrong. But we're going to move ahead here now to the AFC Championship Game against the Buffalo Bills. We see Detroit and Arizona on the other side. We are going against Buffalo and Rex Ryan. Yes, Rex Ryan is still in it here with this one, as he has not been fired yet. So we're going to go ahead and do the Super Sim again. We're going to see how it plays out. We're in the second quarter, and Buffalo has the lead. Kansas City ties it up. Buffalo gets a touchdown, 10-3, and then Kansas City with a touchdown, and then Buffalo again, and then we're going to tie it up again here in the third, 17-17. Buffalo takes the lead, 24. Kansas City ties it up, 24-24. Minute left to play, 30 seconds, and Kansas City comes away with a win late in the fourth quarter with that late field goal to win the game and the AFC Championship. Folks, we are going to the Super Bowl in our first year here with only a couple of moves. We take a look at the stats again. You guys can take a look at it. And 165 yards for Jamal Charles. Unbelievable. As we see McCoy there as well, had 3 touchdowns. It was a running game all the way around for both teams. I had to kind of flash that in there quickly. Receiving 7 catches, 139 yards is Jeremy Maclin with 2 touchdowns. He is an absolute beast for us on this team with 7 years of experience, getting up there in age, but he's still doing the deal. And here's Derek Johnson leading the team with 10 tackles in this game. But we're going to come across and have 2 devastating injuries here in this game, folks. And we're going to see that Derek Johnson has a dislocated ankle and Tom Bahali has a broken collarbone, and both of them will be out for multiple weeks. As a matter of fact, that's the rest of the season, and they are done. They are not going to be playing in the Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs here, and this is just heartbreaking. We have to go make some moves here to try to fix this, and we're going to put in our best possible options here for our linebackers, and it's going to be Ford, who's a 79 overall. We're going to move him in there, D Ford, and then we're going to take a look at our middle linebackers, and it looks like Ramik Wilson is going to be good enough at 79, and there was nobody in free agency that I could have gotten to make it any better. So this gives us the best chance to win. It is a devastating loss to us defensively, but we're going to do the best we can here and try to see what we come away with here in Super Bowl 51, going against the Cardinals, who are 11-5 in the regular season. 85-84 looks pretty evenly matched if you ask me. And take a look at the 2 quarterbacks, Carlson Palmer and Alex Smith, 2 great quarterbacks. Smith with a fantastic season with 4,000 yards and almost 40 touchdowns. We're going to come in here, and again, we're going to do the old Super Sim thing, but we are going to see some of the graphics here for the Super Bowl first, which I thought were pretty cool here as a team comes running out of the tunnel with the fireworks going off and all the such and everything else. And then we'll see the big graphic of Super Bowl 51 up on the big screen there in NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. And here's Amp-One-Way, the coach, with his 15-3 record and 3 playoff wins already. So we are going to go into the Super Sim here. We have the lead 7-0, and then we have the lead again 14-7, 21-7. We have the lead here. Looks like it's going to be another blowout, 28-7, 28-14. We're in the third, 35-14 into the fourth, and a couple minutes left here to play. And that's the way the Super Bowl is going to end, folks. And Kansas City comes away with a win, 35-14. We win the Super Bowl. Unbelievable in our first try here. And all we did was make 2 moves, and I kind of let it do its own thing and run its course. Don't forget the fact that we did bring in a rookie coach. Don't forget the fact that we did change the playbook up significantly, bringing in Sean Payton's playbook for offense and Todd Bowles' playbook for defense. So here it is. The rebuild is kind of, I guess, over in a way. It really wasn't a rebuild, to be honest with you. But here's what I would like to do, and you guys let me know in the comments below. I want to continue this series, and I want to make it about the legacy of the players on the team, like a Jamal Charles and Derek Johnson. Let's see if he retires at the end of the season, and about the coach himself. Let's see if we can get this coach multiple Super Bowl wins with a pretty solid core of players here that should last for quite a few years, if you ask me. We're pretty young as far as the roster goes, with the exception of Alex Smith and a few linebackers. I think we have something here, folks, that we can do multiple runs for the Super Bowl, and we're going to make it about the coach legacy and the player legacy going forward here. But Kansas City gets the Super Bowl win here. Super Bowl 51 is in the books, and it belongs to the Kansas City Chiefs, at least in this version of things. Super Bowl champions. Gotta love seeing that on the screen. We're going to take a look at the stats for the game. 280 yards and 2 touchdowns for Alex Smith, who has been in the league for 11 years now. And Jamal Charles, 30 carries for 134 and 2 touchdowns. Gotta love that. solid running back there with 8 years experience, getting a little bit older, but we think he can be serviceable for us going forward and continue to be great. 7 catches for 148 and a touchdown by Macklin. Absolutely phenomenal there. He has been just rock solid all season long with these big games for us, and we will take a look at the defensive side of the ball right after we check out the offensive lineman. And Derek Berry leads the way here with 8 tackles, along with Chris Jones with 8 tackles as well and 2.5 sacks. But we have another upgrade available for us when we get the Alshon Jeffrey Legacy Trophy, whatever that means, but who cares? I don't really care about that part of it. But we have more XP to spend on our coach and get him leveled up again. He gets his first Super Bowl win. Like I said, I think I want to make this about his legacy going forward. This should be fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue into the offseason in the next episode, and we're going to continue to build this roster as well as we can. We have pretty decent room and cap space. Just to let you guys know, I took a look at it. We have some really solid cap space available, probably about $30 million or so, that we can make some moves. But we do have some players that we have to re-sign as well. We have some key players that need to be re-signed, like Eric Berry, for instance, and that's going to cause. He's going to be asking for a lot of money, no doubt. He is a big-time player and a big-time free safety. But thanks, guys, for checking this out. Leave your comments below and a like for the video. I'll see you around the channel. Bye-bye now.